Hey guys, today's topic is about how to leave a cult, whether it's the ICOC, COC, or any church cult that you may be a part of. I had a very hard time leaving, but I also want to talk to you just a little bit about when you leave, the type of effects that it may have on you. Now, please understand that this all varies from person to person. Everyone handles things differently and takes things differently. So everything that I say is purely on my own experience, and it's not to say that you're going to go through what I went through. Fear of leaving a cult is a very serious fear. I was like scared to death. It's not even funny how scared I was. And the craziest thing is I couldn't understand why I was so scared of leaving. If you watched my previous videos, you know by now why I left and that I was there for 7 years. For some people, it's a gradual thing, and for others, it just kind of happens just spontaneously. But for me, it was pretty gradual. So even though I wanted to leave, by the time I was like probably 1 or 2 years in, I didn't actually think I would ever leave. First, I skipped one Sunday. And I decided I'm not going to church today. I'm not happy with what's going on in the church. And then it turned into me not going the following Sunday. So I skipped 2 Sundays. I think I probably skipped 3 Sundays before someone called me asking what was going on. And I told them I'm just not happy. I'm not happy with what's going on. When I finally made a mental note in my head that I am not going back ever, like I'm not just taking a break. I'm seriously never going back again. When I finally made that mental note, I was really scared. But leading up to that time, I did a lot of weighing pros and cons. I'm a Libra, so I have a hard time making a straight decision in general, and I like to dissect and weigh out pros and cons for every situation. I took a list and I wrote down pros of being part of the ICOC and cons. And then I wrote down reasons to leave and reasons I should stay. Reasons for leaving outweighed my reasons for staying. As you can see, I am now ICOC free. The one thing that really made me want to stay was my friends. I knew that if I were to leave, there was a very big possibility that these people would never speak to me ever again. And I didn't have any other friends except for the ones in the ICOC. I probably had like a few associates or some people I spoke to, but I didn't have any actual friends I can hang out with, or if I needed someone to pray with me and all these different things. I was a little bit in denial. I knew of people who had left before and no one spoke to them anymore. And so I thought, well, that's not going to happen to me. My friends love me. They value our friendship. They're not going to deny me. I honestly thought that because of all of the intimate moments we shared with each other and our families, the crying and praying together and telling them my deepest secrets and things that I've gone through and feel and vice versa. I thought that that would mean something, but apparently it didn't really mean much of anything. That was very difficult, but I refused to turn back around because I also knew in the back of my mind that if I stay in this church for the people, then I may as well say goodbye to my relationship with God, because there's a relationship with people now and there's no longer a relationship with God. At this point, I wasn't even sure if I had a relationship with God because I depended so much on these people in the church that I didn't realize how dependent I was on them until I left. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I don't know what to do in my life. Like, what do I do now? I have no one to talk to about the situation or to ask advice for. And it's funny because even though I really hated those things, it felt so free that it was overwhelming. It was like leaving was overwhelming. I felt such a sensation of freedom. If you're a parent like I am, then you probably understand. It's kind of like you love your kids, but you so want some time away. And when you finally have a whole weekend to yourself, you're like, oh crap, what do I do with my life? What really kept me for so long was my fear of leaving. Even though I've had so many thoughts of leaving the church, I was scared to death. I was afraid of going to hell. I was always told that this was the one true Church of Christ, and that if I go to another church, I won't be saved, I won't get into heaven, and that they don't follow the Bible the exact way. And if you're not following the Bible the exact way, then you won't go to heaven. These are things that I was taught when I was in the church. That kept me, and I was so scared. And it was a pretty bad experience. It was very depressing. I felt totally hopeless. But when I finally got the balls to leave, I felt pretty damn good, because I was just like, you know what? I'm scared. I accept my fear, and I acknowledge the fact that this is who I am, and I can't change myself, but I'm not happy. And I'm not happy with the way that they're doing things and the way they're treating other people. And if I stay, then I am a part of that problem, and I'm not a part of a solution. I didn't want to be a member who's a part of a church that kicks people out for marrying people outside of the congregation. I just could not connect the dots as to how that makes sense, or how that's even okay. If you are a member and you want to leave, acknowledge that you will be afraid, and that will kind of help you to not be afraid anymore. I acknowledged my fear, and I acknowledged the fact that I was afraid of going to hell, and I was afraid of never going to another church or finding people like the people at the ICOC. I acknowledged the fact that I was afraid of not having these friends anymore and being totally lost in the world. Because I acknowledged it, it made me fearless. It made me feel like I can do this. I don't regret leaving. I don't regret anyone ditching out on me when I left, because it made me who I am today. I'm so much stronger today than I was 2 years ago. And if it wasn't for my experience, I wouldn't be making these videos to help other people. When you leave, you are going to have a hard time adjusting, because especially if you've been a part of the church for so long, because you have depended on these people for such a long time, that now you have to learn to really rely on yourself. That's not to say that you can't have friends that you can open up to and get advice from, but now it'll be because you want advice, not because you're forced to go every Saturday to see your discipling partner. You won't have anyone calling you in the morning to tell you to get up and do your quiet time, or to remind you the church starts at 10 every Sunday. There's nothing wrong with that, because this is the life that we're meant to live. We're meant to live free lives. We're not meant to live a life where we feel enslaved and trapped by religion. You don't have to read the Bible to know that. I just have a hard time believing that this is how God wants it to be. If you find another church where you feel more free, and you feel free to make your own decisions, and you also feel like the options are still there for you, if you do want to speak to anyone or need advice about something, then I say go for it. Be a part of that church. Going to church is not going to happen anytime soon, and I already know that, but I'm fine with that. There is a difference from the ICOC and a church that actually loves you unconditionally and doesn't try to trap you with lies and manipulation and control to stay. That's not normal. I've been to churches my whole life, and the ICOC is definitely a very different experience from what I'm used to. Yeah, it may seem all good and well now because you have all these people who are love bombing you left and right, and who want to talk to you and help you and give you a ride to church. But as soon as you leave, most likely that's gonna stop. So you have to learn to accept it. And if God is the one that you want a relationship with, then don't let them make you feel fear, guilt, or shame. Go after your relationship with God. Right now, for me, I don't think I have much of a relationship with God, but I think we're slowly repairing that. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to see more weekly videos like this pertaining to the ICOC, as well as some other videos that I will be having on my channel. Please share my videos. I urge everyone to just share my video, even just once on your Facebook. Get the word out there and to help many people. Continue to send me emails. I know you feel like I'm helping you, but trust me, you're helping me a whole lot more, and I really love and appreciate all of you that are helping me. So thank you so much. Bye.